You're listening to the Move Girl Podcast. I'm your host, Arianna Jonae. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Move Girl Podcast. Yes! Okay, y'all. I have a confession to make. I have not been my best self lately. I've been procrastinating a lot. I have not been motivated. I have just not been feeling like myself. And of course, I could just say I've been lazy, but we always dig a little bit deeper on the Move Girl podcast, and there's a deeper reason behind procrastination and putting things off. And of course, it has to do with the whole theme of this podcast, self-love and self-worth. And because of where I've been lately, I kind of got to thinking about in my past when I would say things like, oh, I'll start getting up early when I book my next gig, or I'll start eating healthier when I'll make more money, or even I'll take my content more seriously and I'll take more time when I get more subscribers. Those sentences have a framework of I'll do this when I get that. I'll be this when I am that. I'll do this when I have that. And all of those are pretty much just different ways of saying that I'm not where I want to be. But see, that's the problem. I can't get to the level that I want to be or become the person that I want to be without starting somewhere, and that somewhere is now. If I sit around and wait for things to happen, I'm gonna be waiting forever. We can't just let things just fall into our laps. Things don't happen like that all the time. Of course, there are lucky strikes here and there, but for the most part, we have to put in the work. I have to do my part to bring what I want into fruition, because waiting on things is just an excuse to stay stagnant and to stay comfortable. But we can't let the fear of leveling up, the subconscious fear of not being ready or the subconscious fear of that new responsibility, keep us from getting to that level. I can't be afraid to put in extra effort in my content because nobody's gonna watch, or I feel like people aren't gonna pay attention. That's not even why I got into creating in the first place. I need to give myself the respect of putting in the work because I like doing the work, putting in the effort because I like putting in effort in my content. Not only will it be such a great creative release, but it will also bring around the right audience, and people will start to pay attention once I start doing the work. Why are people gonna come around and pay attention to me if I'm not putting in the work? So I have to put my effort in and do my best so that people can see my best and they will watch my best and I will feel my best. I can start waking up early right now. Well, not right now because I'm not sleeping, but tomorrow morning. I can start eating healthy right now. There are so many affordable ways to eat healthy and have healthier options, and all I have to do is just put in the effort to do a little bit of research. It probably will take 5 minutes, and I can find some cheap healthy options. You can Google it, and there's plenty of blogs and websites and YouTube videos to find things out. I can work out without having cute gym clothes, and that's just an excuse because you know what? I have a bunch of cute gym clothes. They're all in my drawer, color coordinated and everything, but I'm I don't have enough of them. No, I can just start working out. I don't even have to go to the gym. I can work out at home. It's all excuses. I can literally start everything that I want to do and become the person that I want to become today, tonight, right now. So let's tie this into the whole Move Girl theme. Last episode, I chatted with you guys about your goals and actually believing in yourself enough to know that you can accomplish your goals. If you haven't seen the episode, definitely check it out because this episode will help along with that process. But when you pray for things and you're manifesting things and you're kind of not waiting around for it to come to fruition, but while it is coming to fruition in the I guess, incubation period, you have to prepare for that blessing. You have to prepare for what you've asked for. A thing to remember that a lot of us forget, and sometimes we don't even notice, is that what you ask for is coming whether you're ready for it or not. And if you're not ready, then your blessing is going to slip through your hands. Now, I'm not saying that things that you pray for can pass you up, but certain opportunities can if you're not ready for it. There's a post that I reposted on the Move Girl Podcast Instagram, and it said, in life you have two choices, either evolve or repeat. And that applies so much to this topic because you can either prepare for what you've asked for, prepare for the level up in life and be ready, and you'll evolve to the next level of life or evolve into the next version of yourself. Or if you're not ready, you can either repeat the same lesson. And repeating the same lesson isn't like something like bad. You shouldn't feel horrible about having to learn something, because if you're repeating a cycle, that means you haven't really learned the full lesson. And I can tell you, I've repeated so many life cycles. My dating life, in the past, that was a whole repetitive cycle before I actually learned what I needed to do and how I needed to prepare for my soulmate. And here I am with my soulmate now. So, it's okay to have to repeat those cycles. Don't feel bad about it. It's all about evolving and learning in life and things like that. So don't feel bad when you have to repeat a cycle. But, when you prepare yourself and you actually take the time to become that person that's ready for that blessing, then you won't have to repeat those cycles and you'll be able to evolve and level up in life. Another way to think about it is like running a marathon. You wouldn't just show up to a marathon and try and run or whatever, swim without preparing, because that's just not smart. That might hurt your lungs and your body and stuff. You would actually prepare and train for that marathon. If you're looking to buy a house, you wouldn't just pick up the first house you found. You would actually go and look at different properties and tour different properties. If you're buying an apartment or leasing an apartment, you would go and look at the different apartments before you actually buy it. You would prepare and make a list of what you want, what you don't want. You would actually prepare for that. In high school or college, or even in life, if you have an audition or you're trying out for some sort of team, you would prepare and learn what you need to learn. You would practice your routine or practice your lines before you go into the audition room or before you go in to try out for that team. It's all about preparation. Everything in life has to deal with preparation. Preparation is so important. If we don't take the time to prepare for what we want, then we're basically just telling God and telling the universe that we don't really care enough about it to actually take the time to prepare and be ready for it. It's also telling ourselves that we don't even love ourselves enough to give ourselves a chance to get what we want and be where we want to be in life, because we're not even taking the time and doing our work to prepare for that blessing and prepare for that level up and prepare for all the things that we've been wanting and asking for and praying for. We have to do the work too. We could all become the dream versions of ourselves today. We don't have to wait until we get a certain thing or have a certain thing. We don't have to wait till we're in a relationship. We don't have to wait until we book that dream job. We don't have to wait until we have a certain amount of money in our bank account. We can take steps to do and become who we want to be today. Okay, so y'all know what time it is. I feel like every episode I have some sort of like exercise or something to do. So this is no different. Go ahead and take out a journal or a notebook or your note section of your phone, and I want you to write down what your goal is. So if you listen to last week's episode, I had you guys write down your subconscious limiting belief, and I had you cross it out and write down the opposite of it, the goal, and saying that you can achieve that goal. So take that same goal and just write it down. What is it that you're trying to manifest in your life right now? For me, I want to take my career to the next level, and I want to take myself seriously as an influencer and as a creator. So I want to be more consistent, I want to be more creative, and I want to have more fun with it. Next, think of different steps that you can take right now, things you can start today that can help lead you to that big main goal. For me, I would write down, I can create a schedule for myself. If I was working for a company or working for somebody else besides myself, I would have office hours, I would have work hours. And I feel like I should give myself that same respect and take myself seriously, like I take these companies seriously, and give myself the same hours, the same responsibilities. Something else I can do that I would write down is I can make my content more creative. I can think more outside the box and not just mimic what the trends are on YouTube or mimic what people are posting on Instagram. I can be more creative and feel free to post whatever I want to post, not just because it's the popular thing. If your goal is to make more money first figure out exactly how much money you want to make, and then search on Google or on YouTube for side hustles. There are so many different ways to make some extra money, especially right now with everyone being quarantined and working from home and technology being the way it is now. There are so many different ways to get a side hustle going on. All you have to do is just search and take some time to really look up these different ways to make money and then do it. If your goal is to meet your soulmate or to be in a relationship, don't wait for somebody to come around and treat you the way you want to be treated. Treat yourself the way you want to be treated. Take yourself out on a date. Take yourself to get some flowers. Treat yourself. Get done up for yourself. Like, everything that you want somebody else to do for you, do it for yourself. So that way you're preparing for whoever's coming, and you have a standard of how you want to be treated. And if somebody doesn't meet that standard, then you know, okay, on to the next one, and you can open up your world for a better blessing. So just make a list of all the different actions that you can take right now, starting today, and implement into your day-to-day life that will bring you closer to that goal. And now it's up to you. You have the list, you have what you can do, you have actionable steps that you can take, but it's up to you to be disciplined enough to do it. And it's up to you to love yourself enough to be disciplined enough, and love yourself enough to know that you deserve it, and love yourself enough to know that you can and you will accomplish your goals, and that goal is yours. It's all about self-love and not putting yourself off, not procrastinating, not waiting for it to happen to you. It's about loving yourself enough to do that work. You don't have to keep repeating the same cycles. You don't have to be stuck in a place that you don't want to be at. Is that correct grammar? You don't have to be stuck anywhere. You just don't have to be stagnant. All you have to do is love yourself enough to make a change. That's it. It's so simple, and you just have to do it. This is what a lot of law of attraction teachers in the law of attraction community, this is what they call acting as if. You have to act as if that blessing is already yours. You have to become the person that has that blessing. Change your daily routine to be the routine of somebody who has that goal. You've already accomplished your goal. It's already yours, so act like it is. Remember, you've got this. The only thing in your way right now is you. You better move, girl. You better move. So that is it for this episode. This was a pretty short episode just because this was a straight to the point type of topic. And I really, really, really hope that you guys will take initiative to change your own lives. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of the Move Girl podcast. Y'all's feedback has made my day, my week, my month. I appreciate it so much. So thank you guys so much. And I'm so glad that this podcast has resonated with so many of you guys. I'm going to keep putting out content. I'm going to keep putting out new episodes. So y'all just be ready, and be ready for some other things, some other Move Girl things in the works. I've already said too much. So I'll see you guys next time. Love you guys so much. Bye.